right. We should be live and multi-streaming again tonight to both YouTube and Twitch. What fun. What fun. I'm doing it mostly because I can, and it saves me a little time. So there we go. We're back tonight with some first edition Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing through some classic scenarios. Right now, it's the Desert of Desolation series. I4 Oasis of the White Palm. We started last week. This is the second session. And tonight, Richard, who you playing?
Hi, I am boring and playing exactly the same person I was playing last session. Who is Tristan, the remuneration redistribution specialist, who is level 10. I remember this time.
Oh, 10th level. Awesome. Jeff, who you got tonight?
Hey, I got Talina, the former warrior, now current druid, who believes she can fly one day.
She believes she can fly. That seems like something you'd have on a tombstone. Dion, who do you got tonight?
Hi, I'm Dion. Tonight I'm playing Patty Arquette, the level 6 human barbarian.
Who was not here last episode, so we'll do a little fill-in for you. Back again with us, Friendon. Who you got?
Hi, I'm Grownwolf. I am a level 8 magic user, level 5 cleric, level infinity elf.
Level infinity. That's the best level ever. It really is. And setting in with us for a while until his regular game starts again. Bill.
Hey everybody, I'm Bill. I'm playing Dundee of Stonehill, the level 5 Dwarven fighter.
Indeed. And bringing up the rear, Oak.
Last but not least, it's Oak playing Thybor, the level 8, still half-orc fighter.
All right. Now, I want to start off this episode by doing a little bit of retconning from last episode. It's mostly, I had fairly clear in my mind my speaking points, and since this is kind of a mystery, I wanted to make sure that I was clearer. After going back and listening to the recording, I was not so clear on a few things. One, the Symbians, the desert-dwelling people here, are in fact monotheistic now. They worship Anu. However, not all of the Symbians, the people of the desert here, we're all about that and still worship the Pantheon. And these are the Thun cultists. So these are the people that are out in the desert waste that you have already ran into a few times. But they are a cult. They're not a great secret cult because a lot of people know about them, but they are a, quote, secret cult. That's one thing. The second thing, when the Sheikh spoke to you, talking about the bride marrying his son, that's exactly how it's put. Bride marrying his son. Then he called forth his second son, who was the person who witnessed the bride the last. He leaves before the second son kind of parts the curtains, obviously listening the whole time, walks into the room. So you don't start questioning the second son until after the Sheikh has left. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Those are just the points I wanted to clarify there.
Does the merchant class hold more to the way of the old gods, the polytheistic ways, or not really religious at all?
If you are in polite society, it is assumed that you worship Anu because the cult is underground, secretive, and are thrown to the wastes.
Okay.
So if you are here, supposedly you worship Anu.
Okay.
Also in the in Roll20 in the handouts, I'm going to just display it for everybody here. Let me see.
Now, is Anu a reptile god?
No.
So it's not a cult of the reptile god. Good.
No, it is not. This is the amulet, the torque that was taken off the Sheikh's neck and thrown with Talina picking up. Okay. It is in the handout under Shaken Sun.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's really hot out here, so it's a whole lot of shake and bake.
Yes. Yes, in fact.
That just happened.
I mean, if only those weren't actual English words written on that thing.
Already?
I know. Well, it's in common.
Oh, okay.
As we all know, common is English. Yes. All right, so let's see. Let's pick up after you've terrorized the Pegasus barn child who was taking care of the Pegasi, I guess. Let's see. What else did you do? You incinerated some people. Um, oh, don't worry about it, Dion. They were forgiven almost immediately.
Oh, okay, good.
It was almost like a business interview, and the sheikh just liked the cut of their jib, saying like, "Hey, you just killed some of my folks in a fiery fireball. I got a deal for you."
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
And we don't have our ring anymore.
you don't have the cursed ring anymore. Yes.
If you like the way we kill defenseless women and children, wait until you see
Wait
how we
till you
handle
see
them.
what we do
Yeah.
next.
I have a question actually, since
Sure.
I've been missing. How's the planted exploding pineapple seed that I planted in the jar of the fine quality sand and kept watered?
Yeah, it's not been long enough for it to sprout yet.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we had like that week yet or not.
No,
or
actually,
whatever.
yeah. You just arrived at the safe spot.
Okay,
So,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'm going to assume that your questioning and whatnot can go on in between, whatever you'd like, however you want to do it. Feel free to take the level now if you hadn't already leveled up.
Yeah, I already did that.
I got some armor and some pants.
The dwarf is no longer pantless. Yes, this
Yeah.
is true.
Feeling really good about that too.
I'm still
I mean-
pantsless.
I'm just looking forward to the ability to give another party member wedgies, frankly. Like, now I can finally do that.
My God.
I live to serve.
Chainmail wedgies, they're the best.
Yeah.
It's like floss in your butt crack.
I got that
Metal
issue
floss.
of Dragon Magazine.
Metal floss. Yeah.
Yeah. It's under the
very
grapple rules.
exfoliating.
Nice. All right, so you've talked to the second son, Chorus, who had an interesting offer for you. You know that there are several factions that are in the camp that the Sheikh is trying to. Well, it's not that he's trying to. The whole point of them being here was to celebrate the marriage of his son, but also to hammer out this traditional time to hammer out deals between the different groups that comprise the area. Trade caravans, trade value, that sort of thing. So it's part the marrying off of his son and also business. It's both business, really. Yes. So there you go.
Okay.
So the Oasis, the White Palm map there on the screen that's basically where you can wander around. The keyed locations, of course, are not emblazoned on this important around. And the thing here, H10, is old stone walls, but then the tent fabric roofs have been put on. It's been repurposed for a more secure area that there's market stalls and all kinds of things going on in there.
Okay.
Is there like a fighting arena or like a fight ring for entertainment?
No. Most of the
Ah.
entertainment seems to coalesce around eating, drinking, and music. There are a
Okay.
lot of very exotic musical instruments. People tend to sing and dance at night for
You know,
entertainment.
Patty
Now, when you
needs
say-
to find himself another bard. Come on, Grunwolf.
Well, if you say eating is entertainment, are we talking like a mukbang situation? Because I feel like you have several party members that can really clean up here.
There's lots of interesting foods about for grown wolf.
Okay.
Lots of
perfect.
interesting foods. A lot of the
I
meat
like-
seems to come from insects and other desert animals.
I pull Grunwolf really close and I lean down and I stare him in the eyes and I go, I want a friend who can play music again.
I mean, so since the last time I saw you, I mean, this whole thing was kind of confusing. I am a level 5 cleric now. In terms, I know 5, it's weird, but That being said, Power Word Command is something I've had a long time, but I'm just shitty enough of a cleric that I figured that out, and I'll try to command a bard to come with us, maybe.
See, what you don't know is that the deities rank their followers, and so they have choice ranking, you know. So you're a 5. Whatever that means, you're a 5.
Yeah.
This is okay.
Is there like a
I mean-
leaderboard somewhere we can check?
Exactly. So it's this all happened late in the afternoon. You were brought here. You were given some time to wash up, and that's where you incinerated some of the populace. So it's going towards night. Sun is sinking down. It's starting to get cooler. This is where you note that most people are living in tents. Inside the stone walls of this compound here, it doesn't look like people actually live in there. They're just like storefronts and other various buildings and things. You haven't explored the whole thing to know what else is in there. But most everybody is set up in tents around the oasis itself. You guys got dumped where? Somewhere over here, I think.
We were still in the palace, I think. At the
I
last...
thought we were still in.
No. I mean, you were
stable,
given
weren't
a tent before.
Oh,
you
right.
were, yeah. And
Ah.
I think it was
I
out
didn't
here
pay
somewhere.
attention to that.
Yeah.
I didn't need to know where we were sleeping.
Right. But yeah, let's take up with it. Whereas people start to, start cook fires. People breaking out various instruments. There's some music heard on the wind. Go ahead.
We were still in the palace.
Yeah.
There was things I wanted to do in
That's
the palace.
fine. Yeah. Again, this is not a palace.
No, but it
yeah.
was it's a covered tent,
yeah.
amazing place.
Yeah. So where the Sheikh spoke to you here in H17 is basically just where he addresses the people. He doesn't live in here. Just to be clear, he doesn't live in here.
You see, they've got the hard walls and beds and stuff. This is glamping, is what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Got the AC in the back,
This is music to my ears. There's been a lot of time spent in the desert so far. All right, so you said there were a couple things you wanted to do while we were in this common keep area.
The princess was standing near the stairs.
Yes.
And then the person said, "Come to me," and then disappeared up. Now I don't assume that they've gone up to the roof and they're like up there, but I don't know if there are more clues up there or whether she left and a different way or whatever. But I'd like to check the upstairs bit to see, if she's hiding behind a curtain upstairs and they just haven't looked up.
So up from the spot that the person said they saw this all happening is just tent covering. There's no floor above you. There is a second floor inside of this this cylinder that runs here. It's almost like a tower that goes up.
Is that where the stairs go up to? Is
yes,
it? Right.
yeah.
Okay. I think that's a great idea. I'd also like to check for secret doors in the canvas.
In the canvas.
Do you
the
detect
canvas
them with your
is
knife and
pretty
find several?
far up. Like the walls go up 10 feet, and then the canvas is stretched out across lots of timbers. So like the canvas is a good, it arcs a good 20 feet above you. Now you're not seeing sunlight come through any rents in the fabric. It seems to be doing its job as sun cover. So I mean, you don't see any kind of rents or holes.
Okay.
I find Oak and I ask him, "What are we doing here? I blacked out."
Yeah, you did.
Apparently, the betrothed to the Sheik's son was abducted or
But
disappeared.
How did we get here?
We rode.
From the pyramid?
Yeah, on the boat. You don't remember the flying part?
No,
Oh yeah,
it
you were
wasn't.
puking a bunch.
Yeah. Someone did some dyspeptic bowel thing on me. I blacked
Flying
out.
boats. Flying boat. Then we landed here,
Okay. Okay. All right.
and we had an undead Pegasus with us for a little bit.
That's pretty fucking cool. I wish I was here for that.
So Tristan, just because Richard said his character wanted to do this, so whether or not anyone follows him, the stairs kind of go along the outside curve of this tower. So if you want to just walk up, it doesn't go very far up. It's maybe like 3 levels, 30 feet up. And it looks like just this is where they air out hay and other things to dry. There's strips of meat drying up here. There are bales of hay drying up here. But the top is exposed to the sun.
I have a very important question. Do
yeah.
any of the strips of dried meat have a tiara on them?
Do any of them look like a princess? You have seen the desert fair around here. This is all like lizard. This is all lizard on a stick. So it's laid out to dry. It's not like strips of human flesh or anything like that. Tristan, as you are climbing the outside of these stairs just to get up here and look around, beneath you, basically inside this tower, you're hearing lots of loud conversation, lots of loud voices. You hear music as well. So down below you inside of the tower.
All right. There are no rooms up here where anything can go.
It's just there's the flat top of the tower. There's crenellation, so like you're not just going to walk over an edge or anything. But it's just racks of drying meats and hay brought in from somewhere, but kept up here.
Well, I don't know enough about why hay would be kept outside up. Yeah. All right. I'll grab some of the meat. I'll grab some of the hay. I'll bring it back down for Grunwolf to try.
So we know who's going to eat that.
Is this like a situation where I take the meat and the hay and I make like a hodgepodge of mishmashed ingredients, and before you answer, I stuff some of it in my face?
I don't know how you... Yeah, I like that. That's it. Fine. Yep, whatever. Just exotic new foods I thought you might like to try. Yeah.
I appreciate you looking out.
Yep. Meat is mostly dry, not completely so. You've eaten the lizard before. It hasn't been spiced or anything yet. It's just meat. The hay is hay. It's hay.
It's my favorite part.
It'll fix that constipation later tonight. You'll have very nice poo later. Coming down the outside of the stairs, you do notice that there's a set of double doors at the front of this tower to get in.
I don't know where the princess lived, slept, whatever, or not princess, the fated one,
the wife to be,
Destiny,
the betrothed,
the one with the mark on her, which
and green eyes
thing. Green eyes.
People do refer to her as the princess just because that will be her title once married, but she just comes from a very wealthy family. She's not typically highborn.
I don't remember. Did we find out if she was part of the merchant class?
Yes. She's part of the Sand Voyagers Guild. Her family is anyway.
Okay, and that was potentially to like help paste over the poor relationship was the idea?
No, what it is that she was born with a birthmark on her palm. You never got a clear indication of what it was other than the birthmark is script of some kind in an ancient language. And so that means that she was fated to be the bride to the prince.
Okay.
I think it's the opposite of the talk, where she's like picked up a burning talk and it's all in her hand now.
Fated.
Honestly, I'd respect the hustle.
Yeah, but you were it was glossed over, like almost as if they expected you to understand this. So you don't actually know any particulars of that whole thing.
While we're on our way back down, do we see anybody else that we can hector about with questions like that poor Pegasus attendant?
As it's going, the sun is going down. Most of the stall keepers in the businesses through here have left. But you see, coming out of the double doors, there are several people coming out with skins, like sheep skins filled with, you could smell it, alcohol. Being very boisterous and ruckus, and as the door opens you can hear the sound of like a stringed lute playing. There is a bard entertaining in there. It looks like this is their watering hole.
And remember, we did speak to the Pegasi, and they told us that she rides them from time to time to a secret rendezvous out in the desert.
Okay. And if she went up with nowhere else to go, chances are she could have caught a Pegasus ride of some sort. If you know what, we did search the canvas top though, and we saw no means of egress, right?
Again, no. You just look up
Yeah.
and you don't discern anything because there's no sun leaking through holes or slashes or anything like that.
Okay.
To get up to there, you're going to have to climb the stone walls and do a little monkey grabbing from pole to pole to get closer to the canvas that's up there.
Okay.
So
I
how
think
do the Pegasi that are in here get out? Then do
Just
they
take
just
them
go
out
out
the
the front
front.
door?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, jeez. Must be droppings everywhere.
it seems like an oversight. They have things that can fly. Put a portal in the roof or something. A little zipper. Oh, you don't know what zippers are. That's because I've been to the future.
Yes, this mythical future you keep speaking of.
Well, it's a
Where there
it's
are
the
no
future of
elves.
another thing.
I still think he just gets drunk and wanders off.
Probably closer to the truth. Anybody adept at climbing things? I feel like maybe taking a closer look might be worth it. I'm
Everybody looks
obviously
at
not.
Tristan.
Yes.
I can climb stuff. Interesting.
All right, well, let's both climb and see what we find at the top.
Okay. There's plenty of handholds, so Tristan doesn't need to roll because he has a special skill that allows him to climb sheer surfaces. So regular surfaces are no trouble at all. So Tristan just gets right up there. Patty, on the other hand, I do believe you have a skill at climbing. There you go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
90%.
same thing. You climb up there very well. So the difference into your two skills, by the way, is that Tristan can actually climb a surface that is relatively absolutely smooth. You cannot. That is a special skill. All right, so you guys both get up there. There's a lattice work of beams and wood. Yeah, it's magnetic.
I was thinking thieves evolved suckers when they
Yes.
left.
You prey on suckers, but no. You are up in this lattice work of wooden rods and beams, checking out the canvas. And while it has been repaired and stitched several times, none of it looks new, like newly stitched. And you're not seeing any rents or holes or discoloration or anything else up here. You do notice though that there are a lot of children up here that are a little surprised that you've climbed up into their nest. As they look at you with wide eyes, it looks like they climb up here for fun.
Are you not invisible?
No.
Well,
I'm
Patty
not.
certainly isn't.
No, not.
Not when we're investigating and walking around generally, no.
Yep.
I give them a thumbs up.
I give a thumbs up and a big smile.
They scurry off. They run terrified.
I turn and look at Tristan.
I climb down the wall
terrifying.
quickly,
It's terrifying.
terrified.
It looks like he's going to eat you if you're lucky. But yeah, you're not seeing anything up here specifically. You do find also, other than the kids up here, there are an awful lot of bird nests that have been accumulating up here.
Are they calling down what they see at all?
I would be, yes. Sorry.
So I'm gonna definitely ask if you can get me an egg if there are eggs up there. And two, I'm gonna ask those lovely, endearing, wonderful children if they saw a lady with a suspicious amount of writing on her palms.
They have taken off with Dion's or Patty's smile.
Okay.
Where to? Where have they gone? Where is up here to escape
They're
to?
just basically scurrying across the beams to the other side, the far side.
I mean, if you want to shoot one of them down to us, they're over there.
I fireball the tent. No.
All right, grab an egg.
Yep. Beautiful
Come back
pale
down again.
blue eggs. Very small. Bring them down.
Here you are, Grumwolf. I'm sure that'd be great if they were. Oh, you've already in it.
Shell and all. Just huh. Well, okay. Thanks for checking. I appreciate it. I'm not so much with the climbing.
Mhm.
And I suppose that's the same place where I would have heard the sounds coming from. That when I went up the outside.
No, it's as I had said, the when these doors opened here,
Right. Yeah.
that's their bar. This is where everybody congregates, their public room, and you were
Why haven't we
standing
talked to the
above it.
bartender about rumors yet? That's exactly where we should have been straight. Oh,
I said venturing 101.
yeah.
Go to the rumor list.
I look at the others and shrug. Where now?
I mean, at the very least, maybe the bartender would be able to point us to her family, and maybe we could talk to some of them. Like we need more information and more people to get it from.
There was a
Alright.
bar.
Tolina, do you have a spell that makes plants grow?
No, but I can control them.
Oh, okay.
I can control them.
Hmm.
Let me check. I'll double check here.
While Odette not Odette, while Talina and Patty are talking, I'm gonna put an arm around Tristan, much to his chagrin, thank him for the egg, and ask him if he would like to talk to the barkeep with me.
Sure, why not? All right. So long as we're not just going in there for bar snacks.
Definitely not. I'm not food motivated at all. You know this about me.
Right, yeah. Not ordinary food motivated. Not what
Cuts to
everybody
the
else
scene.
calls food.
He's just shoveling the bar nuts into his mouth.
Tristan's doing all the talking, is invisible. It's like ventriloquism with me with a mouthful of nuts.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what's everybody doing?
Yeah, I'd like to just talk to more people.
All right, so you're going to head into the public room. All right, so the public room, it occupies about half of the floor space inside the tower. There's a very long bar. It's almost 40 feet long. 2 huge mirrors behind it that are on either side of a door that's clearly visible. There is a golden plaque that hangs just below this enormously long bar table. There's wicker tables and chairs placed all about the room. There are several people in here drinking. There is a bard that is sitting and tuning his lute. He is also a foreigner. His once pale skin has been wind and sun damaged. He's like beet red, but it looks like he's been out here for a while. People seem to know him as well.
Well,
so you walk.
Go ahead, sir.
So there's a bartender behind the counter, and in the local common, the plaque under the bar says Hogan's Bar.
Okay, I think I'm going to break off from the original plan and talk to the bard first as another foreigner.
I will stand stupidly, having been left alone by my friends at this unfamiliar bar, just like real life.
Just a
Is there any area where it looked like some of the off-duty guards or they congregate or anything like that?
Not that you've seen yet, and there doesn't appear to be anyone in here. Like everyone in here now looks kind of like merchant class. They're fine silks, fine clothing. You don't see any guards types that you've seen before in here.
Okay, I want to keep my eye out for such if there's like off-duty guards carousing or anything like that.
Right. And I'm trying to find where special encounters. Where is my bard? Ha! Rolando the minstrel.
Well, you know what? His name is Rolando, and he's a bard. So I think I should be able to cast Charm Monster on him. Maybe he doesn't sound like a reliable folk. No. So you there? Hey, you, Mr. Singer person, sir. What have you heard about this princess business? The lady what gone missing recently?
The bride to be, a beautiful woman. Actually, are you speaking the local dialect?
No, I think I'm trying common to see just how
Like
foreign he is.
common
Our
from
common,
your
yeah,
area?
not
Okay,
the
yeah, he
not the.
picks it up. He's a little halting with it, like he hasn't spoken in quite a while. It's like, oh yes, the beautiful, beautiful princess to be, and she's caused quite a stir. Oh damn, he says as he snaps a string on his lute. Starts digging it out and starts working on it. He's talking to you. He looks up every once in a while and smiles, but you see that looks like he is hard at work getting his lute tuned for evening pay. I see you've traveled far yourselves. What brings you out this way? You come as dignitaries to this wedding to be? Damn, sharp.
Well, not dignitaries so much. If anything, we're indignitaries because we have been conscripted into finding out what happened to this bride to be, and everyone seems to act. Yeah.
So he kind of calls out to the bar at large. It's like, more folks for the roster. And the guy at the bar kind of smiles and he moves he moves the mirror so that you can see like written on it and kind of like in colorful grease. They've got down odds of finding the princess in how many days.
Oh man. So if you're gonna add me to the pool, the name is GRO.
It's been nothing but the talk of the Oasis for the last day. Anyway, everyone is suspicious of everyone else. No one knows what really happened. What's your interest in it?
Well, we have essentially
Hit middle C for me, would you? Ding.
Grown Wolf lets out just the absolute most atonal, terrible screech that a human being probably can.
Not an entertainer, I see. Well. He hums a perfect C. Tunes to it.
Am I there?
You can be.
I was gonna say, if I'm like hovering nearby Grown Wolf at this point and he does that, I mimic the high C. After he does
very good. Keep that up.
And just hold it.
The hulking friend here with you as well.
Yes, and he is our barbarian.
I take it you're considered clever where you're from.
Not by most, unfortunately. That said, we've been told that the bride to be had a pretty conspicuous birth auger on her hand. Do you know what it said, or why, or why everyone seems to act as though it's the most common of all knowledge?
No, yes, of course. No one knows what it said. It's from ancient times, but no, its origin comes from this very oasis. Let me tell you the tale. And he looks down at his plain wooden bowl that has a couple of seed coppers in it.
The hustle economy is kind to no one.
I reach into Friendon's coin purse. How much does he have?
I don't know.
I probably
He's got this strange paper money on him.
Monopoly money.
Yeah, but I think it's worth something. Absolutely.
Yeah, we would know the difference.
Yeah. You can have my my paper currency out of my satchel for sure.
I put it in the bowl.
Okay. Well, he sings beautifully, and he sings you a tale. Apparently, this very oasis was the ancestral home of the first people, And the symbol in the palm of the bride comes from a tradition that's as old as the tribe itself. Only one woman at a time may bear the symbol, and only so long as she lives until it's passed on to the next bride. The old belief says that the first bride has great power over evil because of the mark on her hand. The mark, when there is no bride, resides on some ancient stones to be found here in the Oasis. Once a bride has been chosen, the symbols disappear from the stone and appear on the hand of the bride-to-be. And as the symbols have not yet returned to the stones, one of the first things they look for, the bride must be still alive.
That was going to be my next question. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we have a chance to find her then.
Mhm.
Do you know of her family?
Oh, yes, of course. Speak to the bartender. She's related somehow to his family.
Okay. You've been quite helpful, and I just jam another couple Monopoly bills into the coffer.
He looks at them strangely and just shrugs.
Park Place is a trap, I say as we walk away.
It's a roll of hundreds that you got from the last killing you had to do to a group of mobsters in LA in the 90s.
They should have
Probably
played the game
laced
of
with
life
cocaine.
instead. That's the actual value.
Yeah, this is laced with cocaine. Right. So what are the rest of you doing? Patty's there, staring at the minstrel, who sings beautifully and plays very well.
I'm entranced. I'm kind of just rocking.
Seems
the
like
music.
Tristan is singing his own lyrics to the. Okay. How about the rest of you? Dunby?
This is all just kind of weird for Dunby.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have anything like this where he's from, so he's just.
Well, you do smell alcohol, though.
And I'm taking advantage of it, although slowly.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm not finding guards, are there any other like warrior caste type hanging out?
Not immediately that you're seeing in this area. Not at all.
And I'll just be standing looking dour.
Okay. So did you enter the bar? Or are you just standing out into the
I probably would have been
general
hanging out near
area?
the door just in case.
Okay.
They turned up something or anybody tried to sneak out. I can kind of keep an eye.
Sure. Did you want to make a round to look? Like you said, you wanted to make sure nobody snuck out. Like, so
Yeah,
did you want to see if there was a back
watching
area?
everything going on, and if looked like if questions were asked that were drawing suspicion, and somebody kind of
Okay.
tried to slide out.
All right. Fair enough. Talina, where are you? What are you doing?
Yeah, I was recalling spell, and I remember Patty asked me if I could make plants grow, and I had never quite used it before, but I do have the spell, but it's not on me right now. Do you have a plan for that, Patty?
I produced the exploding pineapple seed planted in the jar of fine quality sand that I've been watering every now and then.
You want me to grow it?
I nod.
Okay. Well, that night I will, try to prepare it for the next day.
So not only do you incinerate his populace, you're now going to introduce an invasive species into his oasis.
I want exploding pineapples.
Well, yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't? Of course.
I like this Molotov kudzu situation. This is good.
I go outside and into the streets. Are there like potted plants around decorating?
Oh,
anything?
absolutely not. I mean, this is the most foliage you've seen because of the oasis nearby, and most all of it are the tall palm type trees.
Okay.
There's some small scrub brush and a few desert flowers, but nothing really much.
There's no like pots anywhere.
No.
Okay. I'll go looking at the shops in the morning for something. So I'll tell you like tomorrow. It can wait for tomorrow. I want something to plant it in.
Yeah, they usually use pots for water.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the pots are used for. They're used for storing water and storing fruits and things like that. So you could do that.
So otherwise, there are 6 patrons here. They all look like they're from the Merchant Cask. They're getting mugs of some very potent smelling alcohol, and bartenders slinging them down, and you smell beer, but you also smell something that's a little off-putting, but it seems to be the favorite drink.
I'm gonna ask for a glass of whatever, or whatever they have of the foul-smelling substance, and also see if that allows me to start that conversation with the bartender who may be related.
Okay, yeah, you walk up and it's fermented camel's milk. It's kind of gloopy and kind of somewhat liquidy, somewhat solid. Kind of plops into this mug he hands you.
Finally, I say, finally, good swill. I've been looking for something interesting for some time. You know how to serve a drink.
Good soup.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get over the slightly sour taste, it's quite potent.
I'm feeling it.
So there's only 6 other people here. So you guys are, making up somewhat of his business tonight. So he smiles and says, in the area common, the area dialect, what brings strangers here? You're bringing gifts for the bride and the prince?
Well, the best gift we could give the prince right now is the safe return of his bride, and we here tell that you might be related.
Oh, distantly, but yes.
How does the family feel about this arrangement? If you don't mind my asking, because we're trying to help.
He does like you've seen it before. He's warding, not warding off. I'm saying he's doing a blessing. He's like, oh no, the poor girl's parents are long since deceased. She's been raised by her grandparents, who are here, quite elderly. They're very happy with her fortunes to be.
This mark, which denotes that she is the betrothed and the bride to be, was she born with it, or maybe it's Maybelline?
No, it
God
appeared.
damn
It appeared in her as she grew to adulthood.
Okay. Do you happen to know? Do you happen to know the last time these grandparents talked with her?
Well, shortly before she went missing,
Okay,
she had a meal with him that evening.
that's good to know. Do you know where that meal took place?
Well, here in this very bar.
Hmm.
I sleep here. I was here at the time that she disappeared. It was hours after they left.
Nothing unusual. No new patrons you hadn't seen before.
No,
Anything
this is
weird?
the time of contracts. There's new faces all the time. You're a very new face, a very strange one.
I've been told that.
He is very strange.
Oh, wow, you're a big one. Let me refill that for you.
Where do the grandparents live?
If you head north, just past the Oasis, 3 hexes up, 2 hexes to the right.
Perfect.
Gives you a general direction of where their camp is.
Okay. She didn't look agitated, or nothing unusual about her demeanor that night that you saw?
Make me a charisma check.
Okay. That for me is, let me double check. I'm trying to roll under a 10. I'm perfectly average, which seems absurd for Grown Wolf. He should be way lower than that. A very low success.
Okay, low success. Well, he says, well, come to think of it, she didn't eat as much as she normally does. She seemed preoccupied. Marriage, nervousness, likely.
Sure. I mean, it could very well be that. Hopefully, that's all it was, and she wasn't under any duress. Because ideally, maybe she just decided to take a little bit of a sabbatical before all this. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Ah, yes, yes.
Friendon, does Grownwolf have a locate object spell?
He does not. I have not found or learned that.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a cleric
Um,
spell?
Find object
Oh.
is magic user spell.
Oh, okay.
Locate object.
Okay.
Is everyone else in the bar except for Thiber?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm at the
Dumby,
door.
serving woman, very young, comes up to you. Pretty, but probably just into her young teens. Has a very passing resemblance to the bartender. It's like, we have not seen dwarves here in a year. I believe we still have what you call dwarven stout, if you would
Oh.
like.
I love them
The
both.
sheikh has paid for all of the alcohol here, so it will cost you nothing. And perhaps
Sweet.
you are the only one that might enjoy such a beverage.
Well, I will. I wouldn't want it to go to waste. Now that would be ungentlemanlike.
Okay. You see her kind of run over to the bar, whisper something to the bartender. Grown Wolf, you hear the conversation. He has a big smile on his face, and he pulls up like a small keg. He strives to tap into it. He says, friend dwarf, tell me if this is the real stuff. I got it off a trader not long ago. I didn't believe him, but the price was good enough. Up into the small cask into a cup and slides it over this long bar to you.
I will smell it and then take a couple of gulps. What do I think?
All right.
Does it taste like real dwarven make to me?
Make me a save versus poison.
Oops. All right, I'm just okay. Here we are.
Yeah, it's the real stuff, and it hits you hard. Not only is it the real stuff, dwarven ale actually does become finer with time as it ages. It is old. You are not expecting the potency. So for the next several hours, Dunby, you are roaring drunk.
I've no reason to go halfway with it, and I'll just keep drinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just kind of nods, and you can pour from the cask all you want.
I pour myself one.
Make me a save versus poison.
Yeah, I see how quick it hits him, and I'm like, Save versus poison is, come on, baby, go. Yeah.
You pass it. It gets you to that pleasantly buzzed spot much faster than most alcohol has ever gotten you.
Ooh. I take
Good.
like the one sip, and I just and just stare at it for a
amazing.
minute, and then just
Is he
Hey, it's a
following?
small
the
keg.
Is he following? Is Patty following along behind Dunby, apologizing for him?
yes.
Come here,
I'm
Miss
gonna be your babysitter through the night, just stumbling along after
I
you.
appreciate that. I need one.
Fiber. A man's approaching the bar that, while he doesn't look like a guard, definitely looks like he's seen a fair amount of combat. On top of his normal desert robes, he has a center breastplate, a piece over his shoulder, and a chain skirt. And you see his enormous double-handed sword strapped to his back. And so he comes through. You're half orc or full orc?
Half orc.
You're half orc. All right. So he sees you, and for a moment you see him like reaching for his blade. He just kind of stares at you hard for a moment. What is your reaction? So like he's half reaching for the blade, but it looks like he's a little unsure.
Well, I kind of eyeball the blade first because I've got a big two-hander as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he reaches for it, I just kind of smile, just like the corner of my mouth kind of curl up in a grin. Totally with the giving the aura of like, that's cute, but I'm not intimidated.
Okay. He pauses, and he does actually get kind of a grin on his face for a second, and just, I see no body, so you must not be a raider.
No, nice blade you have there.
Passed on father to son. Someone's father and someone's son. I picked it off a battlefield. Come, join me with a drink.
Sounds good. And I'll walk and just kind of clasp him on the shoulder and walk to the bar with him.
Yep. He's a big guy for the local the Symbians. Most of them are fairly short in stature and height. This one is a giant amongst his kind. Zorth Blackblade, who do I have the pleasure of meeting?
Name's Thybor.
Fiber.
From a long ways away. If you've ever heard of the Kumar.
No idea, though your kind do raid in the area. Sometimes they trade. Well, may anew have blessing upon our drinking. And he kicks the doors open.
Yes, time for drink. So, what's this noise I hear about somebody getting kidnapped or stolen, a princess of some kind?
Yes. That second pup from his mother's womb approached me asking for me to find the bride.
Is that valuable?
Amusing.
I figure some guards are going to be having heads roll for that if they let a princess escape from captivity.
It wasn't really their duty to guard her. This oasis was assumed safe.
Someone assumed wrong.
Yes. Come.
So who'd have the gall to take one as such? And first round's on me.
All right. Make me a charisma check.
Yay, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's always a good one for you.
Where's my button? That's a failure by 4.
All right, yeah, that's fine. Well, I just got here a few days ago myself, mercenary. The rest of my company decided to go for a better employment. I knew this oasis. I knew this was the time of contracts. I figured I could hire on somewhere here.
I've done a bit of mercenary work myself.
Has anyone approached you yet? What were your
no.
offers to find the princess?
Some friends of mine I know that I think they've been approached. I'm not into saving damsels.
Not a lot of money in it.
But to help them out, where should we check if we wanted to?
Well, of course, he kind of shakes his head. Says, well, the rumors say that the Thune cultists took her as a symbol of their rising power and against the Sheikh and his worship of Anu. Some say the guild have her and are holding her hostage until a proper contract signing can be negotiated, holding her as a bargaining chip, perhaps.
Too much politics.
Too much, yes. But the stones are still empty. She must be alive somewhere. Assuredly, someone will be asking for money soon for her.
Well, I guess we'll keep our ear to the ground until then. Let's drink.
Yep.
And then I'm going to just drop the conversation about her and just talk about this battle I've been in, that battle, start comparing scars.
Yeah, sounds good. You guys have a good time at it. Most of this, you settle on the fermented camel's milk, as it just seems to have the most alcoholic bang for the buck. The wine is weak, the beer is weaker.
Dunby is going to stand on a table and sing the song about how gnomes suck ass.
Well, seeing as there's no gnomes around to uphold their honor, what little there is.
Yeah, it's really terrible. I'm way out of tune. Bad singing.
Yeah.
Probably amusing, but
the minstrel tries to help by playing a tune in the background, but has no idea where you're going with it. Still, coins are tossed at the lot of you.
There we go.
Thanks.
All right. So while this is all going on, Talino, what are you doing?
I'm actually itching to leave and look into that Pegasus situation, but I don't want to do it by myself.
Right. Okay. So what are you doing?
I'm kind of there just thumping, thinking about it. But who's not in a conversation right now? Who's just kind of sitting around too?
Drone Wolf is sitting there, Tristan sitting there, Patty sitting there.
Okay.
Looks like Thyber sat down for several drinks. Dunby is off his ass drunk.
I'm going to put a hand on Talina's shoulder and say in response to Dunby's song that, I don't think the locals know the nomenclature here. Is there something else we could be doing?
It's like a blade right in the back. Oh,
the Pegasus
Like psychic damage.
I still 3d10 psychic damage.
The Pegasi that I spoke with earlier mentioned that the princess often goes to some certain location and meets up with some unknown person. And I'm really thinking maybe that's where we would go. The chances of her being here are very rare since there's so many people around.
Yeah, she would have been seen here. I got a little bit of information that she has some grandparents that are approximately 3 hexes up and 1 hex to the right or so.
Just as an approximate location.
Approximately. They use the hexadecimal system here, and so that's the measure of distance. And I think maybe we check out your lead, and if that comes up with nothing, we look for the parents, the grandparents.
How late is it in the evening?
It's just turned evening. Like the sun is still going down.
Maybe we should check the grandparents first and then go to the outside place. That way we catch them before they go to bed. And we still have later on in the night to make this rendezvous because I'm sure she didn't do it right at dinner time.
I for one am absolutely for this. Unfortunately, our party seems to be doing a bit of partying, and I pointed Dunby and what's going on over there.
Well, considering we only have so many mounts, I don't know. I mean, we can gather everybody up, or just a couple of us could go. However, whatever you think.
Let's talk to everybody else. Yeah, we
could run him by Thybor, see what he feels. But in conversation over there, he met a business partner, someone, not be an old friend.
Is this like at the? Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know the dwarf. I don't know how dwarves handle their liquor. He doesn't look like he handles it very well, but
it's just been a while. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think?
I think that's fine. I think, and I look over at Thybor. Are they currently doing like the scar comparison portion of the discourse?
Yes.
Okay.
Oak is just bending over and pulling his pants down.
Yeah, like, oh no, we showed him the ass injury. Oh no.
I got an arrow right here.
That slash is but 4 inches long. Have you ever seen someone with 2 cracks on their ass? Look at
this. I'm I'm gonna walk over and show like the tiniest like pinprick of a scar and be like, "Ooh, yes, same." Hey, Thybor, do you mind if I grab your ear for a second?
Sure. Oh, this is one of my friends I was telling you about. This one will eat anything you put in front of him. No shit.
I'm sure there's
No,
plenty
I mean,
they'll eat
it
shit
could be
too.
shit. It could be shit, but
I legitimately am glad everybody jumped on that because that's exactly what was going to come out of my mouth.
Patty walked
Um,
up as he said that.
Also, just not that I don't believe you, my new friend, but such things are considered boastful challenges. What's
Oh.
your name, little one?
what do you have on you think he wouldn't eat? Put it on the table. And how much gold are you willing to wager?
He puts down like 2 gold coins, and he
Okay.
pulls out a wooden bowl, and he looks over at the barkeep, and he just big smile. He says, "You know what I want." The barkeep's like,
Is it the toe? Is it the
And I
toe
put-
in the bottom
I
of the
match his
tequila
gold.
glass?
I was waiting for Grown Wolf to eat the gold and win the bowl.
he brings over this clay jar it's covered with a top of leather that's got holes in it, and he goes over, he gingerly lifts the corner of that leather and dumps into the bowl, and they're little bitty inch long scorpions that drop into the bowl.
I look at him and I say, "An opportunity to eat something weird and potentially be poisoned," and I immediately grab the scorpions.
Well, before
and
you do, the
serve-
barkeep kind of sprinkles the spice over them, which causes the scorpions to kind of twitch a bit so that they can't climb out of the bowl. It looks like it's affecting their nervous systems, but they're still quite alive.
Okay, I'm
It's
gonna
considered
try
a
to
delicacy amongst the Thun of the deserts.
Well, in that case, I try to grab one like right behind the stinger, and like just without any sort of scorpion-based murder beforehand, crunch it in my mouth and eat it.
Right? Make me a save versus poison.
Okay, I was born for this, and I'll die for this. Boop, boop, boop. I fail. I fail.
You fail. Okay. Make me a con check.
Okay, I've got 10 con, so we'll see how that goes. 7.
Okay, so you make it. So you're stung several times as you just eat these little scorpions. They squash in your mouth. The spice has kind of a numbing effect, or maybe it's the venom, but your mouth and your lips go numb. Your
Why not
tongue
both?
swells a little bit. You don't feel great, but you do manage. Like you open your mouth, and your teeth are stained with this kind of green goop.
I
told
imagine
you.
the rest of the party. Yeah,
And I scoop the gold.
I
into my
love
pocket.
it.
Yep. You just keep going into your pocket. He slaps you on the back and is like, "Yes, it's good to have one of those in every group."
I imagine the rest of the party probably pockets some of these to make my tongue unusable later. But yeah, I think I'm mush mouth now, so I'm just gonna say, what's the big deal?
Yeah, your face is swollen, your lips are huge. You're gonna be to minus charisma checks for a bit. Your just whole face is numb.
It's like when you're stung by a bee in Animal Crossing and just everybody sees your swollen face. It's like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Exactly.
Nice.
So more people start streaming in. The minstrel is starting to play. People are, since they don't have to pay for the alcohol, are throwing a generous amounts of tips towards the minstrel. It seems like bread and dates are also, the shake is paid for. So the poorer people are filling up on bread, fruit, and alcohol.
Is anybody else at the bar in the entire place seem to be eating the scorpion offering or no?
No.
So I'm gonna turn to Thybor and say, we have a plan of what we could do next.
Well, let's hear it and we'll walk towards a quiet corner. Or are you all heading outside?
I think it was me, Talina, and Tristan that
I
were
was.
next
I
to
am
you,
sitting in a
so-
quiet corner at the moment.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to yell about how quiet I can.
Let's go sit by Tristan.
Tristan,
Okay.
you're invaded by the rest of your party as they scoot you to the end of the bench, and everyone has kind of backs around you.
I should double check. We did get the talk that was thrown on
Yes.
the floor that we've got a picture of,
Talina
right?
has it. Talina has it.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't find. All right, what's going on? Just been sitting quietly here.
So
I'm being quiet.
he's being superbly quiet.
Very-
Talina, do you want to take this one over?
Well, whoever's there, I talked to him about we had earlier when we went over there to the stables, and we were talking to the stable boy, and I told him about what I discussed with the Pegasi, and
All right, yes. That's
I feel
right,
that
yeah.
maybe we should see if we can track or find this this location, this rendezvous location, and see if there's any clues there. I can't promise anything, but sitting here isn't apparently finding her either.
I mean, when did she go? Is the first thing. Did she go in the morning? Did she go in the night? How did she get the Pegasus out of there? Because, I mean, as we've seen, the only way is through the front door. So the Pegasus is outside that can be taken. Otherwise,
what
she's
we
got
were-
an accomplice, or something's going
Yeah.
on.
Everybody
what we-
roll me a.
Go
Everybody
ahead.
make me a d6 roll.
Well, that's always really wonderful.
All the sixes. Half the
6. Yep.
Okay.
Had to mess it up.
I think we
All right.
succeed.
Also, I mean, if she went in the daytime or the night, then presumably, I mean, you're gonna talk to the Pegasus. Yes, the Pegasus. Yes, the
Yeah.
Pegasus in order to
The Pegasi
get
or
direct-
whatever.
to get directions to where it is. So, I mean, if we go now, when it's coming up to night, they're not going to be able to see where it is.
The thing is, they said that she leaves in the night. She sneaks out at night.
She said it was not.
And
They
it
said it
does.
was night. Okay, well then maybe they
Yeah.
will. Wow.
Yeah, and I asked them. I said, "Could you find this?" And they said, "Yeah." They didn't recognize her talking to anyone, or if I didn't. I don't remember it, but
All right. Well, if
they did say that
she went
they
at
would
night
know it.
and they can do it, then yeah, I say let's go for it.
Yeah.
Well, Richard was looking over the talk that we've got here in the item and trying to work out all the things. So, for the purposes of this, can Tristan have a look at the talk and look over it and be fiddling around with it for a while?
Yeah, hand it right over.
I've been I've been trying to work out what all the words on the thing say, which is interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I think if you guys aren't inclined to do it, or especially the fly art, you can wait for us here. But I'm willing to go.
I have absolutely no problem with flying. And, can ride flying animals. So,
All right. So I guess we can
So
head
there
out
for
then.
nobody else is
Yeah.
coming with us.
So
I mean, I don't
who's
particularly
heading?
want to split the party, but I don't know if Dunby is wise choice to take with
You
us right
guys,
now.
you guys want to go if you can do it.
He's gonna roll the horse somehow in mid-flight.
Do a barrel.
I don't know what you're
roll.
talking about. I think everyone here is in tip-top condition.
So
I'm
who's
doing
going to the
awesome.
barns?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
I'll
you
go to
certainly
bar
think you
with
are.
them.
I'll
You're
show
at that
off
point.
two dance moves just to prove it.
You're at that point of intoxication where you feel no pain. It can do no wrong.
Is
You should get
Denby
him some of
staying
those
at the
scorpions, then.
bar, or is he gonna stumble along with the group?
No, if you guys are leaving, I'll go with you.
Okay, I usher you along with the group.
Nice.
We're
Okay.
moving the party. Come with us. Secret party.
All right, so it's everybody going to the stables then? Okay,
Yeah.
you head to the stables and you see. So as you're coming up, you see that there is a small form, maybe a child, with a sack over their back, and they're coming down out of the loft. They see you, big look of fright on their face, and they take off running.
I chase after them because I'm faster.
They're smaller though, so the form like tries to duck and weave and go between the stalls. So we're gonna do a little off here. So this is basically you definitely can outrun them, but they are able to interpose all kinds of things in your way.
Mhm.
So tell me, how are you dealing that? Are you just like running through everything? Or are you actually trying to follow by going under, leaping over?
I
How are
can
you
do
doing it?
both. I have a ring of freedom of movement on. I
Oh,
have a
wow.
strength and a dex and a con of 18. I am just
All right.
juggernauting through everything.
If you would ring a free action, then you just parkour it, and you catch this child.
If
back
not,
of
we
the
can
shirt, and lift
fireball
him up.
this kid. You know?
The little leather cap comes off, and it's a little girl. She's maybe 10, 11 years old. And she starts babbling at you. It's like, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't hear anything. Oh, that just frightens her.
And I just carry her gently back to the group.
It's like catatonic. Just
I like the idea that there's this rampaging barbarian, someone with a disfigured level of swollen face, and like this drunken, way too friendly dwarf awaiting this terrified child.
Right now, I'm inventing disco.
Now I've just got an image of a dwarf doing the that's Travolta pointing.
YMCA.
I was thinking more John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever,
Yeah, there you go.
or at least that's what he's picturing in his head. What's actually out is probably like if Bobcat Goldthwait got really drunk and did that.
Yep. So you're carrying this terrified child. The little sack she was carrying dropped. You notice inside are several skins, loaves of bread.
I pick
Food,
it up and take
water.
it with me so
Okay.
it's not lost.
Clink of a few coins.
Yeah. I don't take anything out of it. I just scoop it up in my other hand and walk back.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
tried to convince the little girl that everything's cool and there's nothing to be scared of.
She is utterly terrified.
I go over to the girl.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Okay, all right, no problem. I start talking to her nicely, and I'm going to go ahead and do a charm person mammal.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. I'll do the.
So there we go. Let's see.
Oh, she failed. It's natural one. She completely fails.
Oh, boom. Okay. So now, still being nice to her, not going to scare her, and just want to let her know that, I'm Talina and I'm her friend. And I ask her the basics. I kind of lead up to it. What is your name?
Don't let everyone else kill me.
And I assure her that no one will hurt her. and these are all my friends, so they can be her friends too. And we won't let anyone harm you in any way whatsoever. Do you trust me?
I feel oddly compelled to trust you.
What,
But I don't feel like I have to trust your friends.
Well,
we're very trustworthy, and I smile big with like bits of scorpion carapace in my teeth.
Perhaps you will trust me more when I do this interpretive dance that will explain why.
You're going to smell me from body parts, aren't you? All right, yeah.
So,
you charm person, you calm her down.
yeah, I try to relax her and keep it calm and keep it just well paced and get as much information as I can as far as the basics. Who is she? Is she a servant here? Does she live here?
Okay. She crit failed her save on that, so she's totally convinced that somehow you're besties. And she has been laying low for the last day, assembling what coin, food, and water she can, because she's convinced that she's going to be killed. She overheard a conversation. Two men were talking, and so as best as she can remember, she tries to emulate the men. So one of them had kind of a gruff voice, and one of them had like a high voice. And she says, "Our bargain was sealed," said one. "Your man was to take the bride and deliver her to my people. Instead, you betrayed us and are holding her for a larger ransom." Then the other man said, "Sah, the place is set, but show unto me the time when we shall ever work together as one. I have not the girl, and would that I could fulfill our bargain. It is you who have the girl, and now for your own purposes you wish no part of us." And then I made a sound with my foot, and they saw me, and I had to run. They threw knives. They
Have
got a
you
good look
ever
at me. They're going to come after me.
have you ever seen these men before? Oh.
Yes, I know one of them.
Who is he? What's his name?
He's the water bearer for the Sand Voyagers. The one.
Do you want me to kick his ass?
The one. You're frightening.
I'll kick his ass for you.
The water bearer from the Sand Voyagers?
Yeah. So
Okay.
So the water bearer is an important position because they measure the water to make sure that they can go from oasis to oasis to make sure all the camels, horses, and people have enough food. So it's a very not just prestigious, but it's a very important job.
Okay.
So he was a leader of one of the Sand Voyagers, their water bearer. So yeah, she knows who he is.
Okay, so the Sand Voyagers, does she know the other one? Has she ever seen him before?
I didn't get a good look.
Okay. And know the princess?
She wasn't there.
But do you know her?
No.
So you were just worried that they were going to hurt you, right?
Yes, they saw me. They know what I look like.
Okay. And what's her position here? What does she do? Is she a slave girl or is she a...
No, no. She helps to take care of the Pegasi.
Okay, so she helps to take care of the Pegasi.
I was coming here to take the last of my personal stuff so that I could leave. So I was gonna hide away in one of the caravans that were leaving. No one's gonna be leaving for days though, and I needed food to wait.
Okay, well, we'll take care of you now. The princess usually comes here at night sometimes to take one of the Pegasi out. Do you know about that?
She looks a little guilty. And she's like, yes, she gives me coins. So like her bag is nearby. You grabbed it, Patty. Yeah, so she fishes out several like large silver coins. It's like this. The princess gives me these coins to help her.
Okay, well, you keep those because those are yours. We help the princess as well. We're friends of hers as well. But we're looking for her because we haven't been able to find her. Has she gone on her trip lately? Do you know where she goes when she leaves on her trips?
Yes, yes. She goes to the ruins to the north.
The ruins in the north.
She's very smart. There's etchings on the stones there that she's trying to translate, and no one will let her go there without people with her, and since there are so few guards around, they won't let her go. So she's just been going on her own.
And so she doesn't go with anyone else, huh?
No, and she's not gone long.
Okay.
I whisper best I can in my current conditions to Lena and ask if she can point out which Pegasus is the one the princess usually takes, if there is a preferred Pegasus.
She always takes the same one.
Okay.
This is Jewel, and she points the one out. Jewel has very good eyesight, but the princess is never out very late. She always leaves at sundown and is back within an hour or two.
When she goes, does she take her papers, her scroll?
She nods, and it's like she takes scrolls and inks, and she's done some pretty drawings that she's shown me.
Do you know where she keeps these? Because we're trying to find them for her.
I would imagine in her tent with her other belongings and her family.
I think she'd probably hide them if she doesn't want them to know.
Maybe. I mean, she doesn't always come back with all the stuff that she leaves with. The places she goes to is everyone knows it. It's the crypt of Badr al-Mazak. It's to the north. It's an old place. It's dangerous. But she says that she never goes in. She just looks at the stones on the outside.
Okay. Go ahead.
I whisper to Lena again, probably with everyone being able to hear me. Does the Pegasus ever return without her?
Oh no, she always comes back after just a few hours. They don't see so good in the very deep night. Jewel's the only one that has the sight good enough to take her.
Okay. Well, do we have a place that we're staying? We have our own little area?
You get your own tent that was given to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Before we're done with her, I take some Monopoly money and put in her bag.
Okay. Do you think you'll be safe here? Do you want to come with me?
I need to hide. If he sees me, they'll kill me.
Okay.
And I only saw the one person, and they both saw me. So whoever that other person is, I mean, I could be passing them in the streets, and
I have an idea.
Well, yeah.
Why don't we give the invisible sword to the girl, and I'll carry her on my back to the tent.
Which tent?
Our
Huh.
tent.
How big is she?
oh, she's tiny. She's like barely 4 feet tall.
Put her in a bag. Throw her.
I-
The sack you're carrying.
You know what? How big is that sack that she has?
Not that big.
No, I'm happy to give her the sword so she can get to a safe place. Yeah.
I mean,
Why not?
yeah, you'll get it back afterwards because, like I said, I'll carry her. She'll be
Yeah,
invisible.
you hold on to her leg. Make sure she doesn't run off.
Yeah.
As it is, we still gotta saddle the Pegasi and get all that ready. If you can hurry
Well,
up.
I mean, is she going to be there? Is the princess going to be there? Because there are no Pegasuses missing. She hasn't taken the jewel. She hasn't taken
Right,
her
but
Pegasus
maybe
jewel.
I'm thinking maybe it's a clue to the next,
Oh yeah, I've got no problem actually going and looking there, but
in that way. I don't really think she's there, but I'm thinking maybe
I
that's.
don't know. Maybe she
that-
released something because it was a smoky figure and it said "come." So,
Well, here, this is the thing. Both the people that were trying to capture her think the other has her, which means neither of them probably
Neither one-
does. Maybe
exactly.
she got spooked and hid in the crypt because it was the only place she could go.
somebody asked her to come. A floating, speaky, ghosty man made of smoke and air who had a deep and thunderous voice.
She might have
Maybe
made a
this
friend.
is-
I mean, it seems like she has been either whisked away to somewhere else, like possessed or entranced or something, to come to a place.
All I'm
There's a
saying
third party,
is,
basically.
Yeah.
all I'm saying is, a lot of times weird spirits are in crypts. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Whatever you said.
I think, okay, if Eddie's willing to take her back to our tent, we can promise her to stay there and we'll take care of her as soon as we get back and have Patty hustle back. And in the meantime, we'll saddle up the Pegasi.
Yeah.
If you're good with that,
Sounds
Dion.
like a good plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Sorry, I have one other question as well. You helped the lady, right? Oh well, if you can tell the little girl, yes, you helped the lady, so you must have seen her hand, right?
Mhm.
So we actually have a description. She had a birthmark, which was like a tin star with glyphs. Does it look like the talk?
I'm going to make an intelligence check for her. She no
Very
idea.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Does she have a 20?
Super intelligent. No, she has no idea.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, of the barest. Okay, so she has no insight to it. So, like, you show her the torque. No, it looks nothing like that.
Okay.
I was rolling to
It's
see
the-
if she had some
It's
insight.
the other path or something, isn't it? With the other bits of the thing. Yeah, whatever. We'll find out.
Yeah. So, what's the idea? You're going to take her to your tent, let her stay there, and you're going back for the Pegasi?
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so do you talk in front of her about taking the Pegasus out?
I think we have.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
so she'll tell you, Talina, that only Jewel can see in this kind of darkness. And have you ever ridden one before? They're very hard to control.
Have you?
Yes.
Could you guide her and you can sit? I can sit with you.
I can, but she can only take the two of us. And she's the only one that can see well enough in the dark.
But would the others? I wonder, will we do the rope thing again?
yeah, not in the air, but I mean they could follow a torch or a light source.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe horses on the ground.
Maybe
could follow
not a torch. Maybe not having a flaming torch near a flying horse. I mean, it would make me feel better to have a flying thing with fire near it again.
Jewel's nose does not glow red.
I mean, somebody must
Try
be
to
able to
rub
pass
the
the
mud
light.
off of it.
Got continual light
All I'm
amulets.
saying is, fireballs are very bright.
Yeah, but also very short.
If only there was a
Someone's gonna have-
Pegasi known as Yuko, we'd be good. Oh man.
Well,
There
because
has
of the
to be
charm spell, she's willing to take Talina. She's willing to mount up Jewel and take you, but not exactly sure about everyone else because they don't know how to ride Pegasi, nor can they see well enough at night.
We can just head back. We can just guard the stable until they get back? You said it's only an hour usually that she's there.
She's gone for about an hour.
Yeah, and that's
I-
just time for her to research and look at stuff. If you guys are just checking the area out real quick, it shouldn't
Wait,
even take that
I-
long.
I have an idea.
Oh,
I'm going to cast strength on the Pegasus.
oh my god.
Well, that doesn't increase how long the Pegasus is, right?
Right. You'd have to cast
Um,
giant growth or something.
I'm also going to cast enlarge.
Yes, that would do it.
Nice.
If you cast both of those, that would do it.
So, Talina, ask the Pegasus if it minds if I do this.
Okay. So, hold on, let me check.
See, and let me make sure I have that prepared. I do have it prepared. I'm both prepared. So,
And remember, Teelan, you've already cast the Speak to Animal once today, and you have not rested since.
Yeah.
Not that you need to. I mean, you've got the little girl who knows how to
Yeah.
ride the Pegasus, but
I only took it once.
mhm.
So yeah, I don't have it again. So, but we'll do what we can do. Give it a shot.
okay, well, I can enlarge it to 160% its normal size.
Yeah, that will
and-
definitely. And if you cast Strength, it will definitely be able to carry all of you.
Okay.
Best to
Don't
cast
do that
both
until
of those.
Don't do that until we're outside.
Yeah, best to cast
Yeah.
both of those when you're outside. Yeah.
All right.
How long does it last
Yes.
too? 'Cause it's going to be a round trip or a one
Like
way?
8
let me
hours.
check.
It lasts hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It lasts a while.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. To cover it off, we get the little girl to help us saddle up the Pegasus while inside. Then we give her the invisible sword so that she can come outside with the horse or the Pegasus,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be invisible. And then we cast the spells, and then we will take off, and she's still invisible and does not get seen by anybody coming in or out of the place.
Okay. So you are stopped taking the Pegasus out. How do you handle that?
We show them the
just-
talk or the thing that
Right,
we got last
which
time that says,
you don't.
"Hey,
Yeah,
we can,
you don't get any talk back. They do suggest though that Pegasus, their eyesights are not that keen. Be careful, as they are precious animals. They're very hard to replace.
more precious than many of your women that we burned."
Yes.
Gee. I'm not particularly.
Wait,
Happy
do you
helping
say that
these
in
people anymore.
earshot of the girl?
Apparently, yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah, you show the torque, and it's not a big deal. So you all find a clearing to cast your spells. Is assume you don't want to do it in the middle of the public, or you might. I don't know.
I think we try to be discreet, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
easy
we
enough
like
to do.
want to keep an eye out for anybody watching us or anybody that looks suspicious.
All right, everybody, roll me a d6.
Again with a 6.
Unfortunately, Dumby is still drunk. So Dumby, what I'm going to say is roll another d6.
You see
Okay.
pink elephants.
Okay. Yes, you are seeing pink elephants flying, and they're much better mounts than a stupid horse flying.
No.
You cast your spells. This enormous Pegasus, the size of a school bus, you mount, and she attempts to control this now huge beast.
We all
Oh,
die.
yeah. No, that's a low success, but it's a success. She's able to master it, and off you go. So on the big map here, I'm gonna H is where you are. That's the Oasis, and it's making a beeline to K over here. Okay. By air, it does not take that long to get there at all. And what you're seeing before you land, there's just a little bit of light left in the air, and it is the rocky remains of kind of like a bowl or like an amphitheater, and the Pegasus seems to know its direction, and it kind of lands right in the middle of this. It's in the middle of a rocky, low-lying hills. There's broken pillars forming a circle, and in that circle is kind of like a bowl-shaped depression. There's stone columns broken, lying over all around it, and they all they kind of come up out of the dirt, almost like fingers coming out of the ground. And there's a statue, like right in the middle of this amphitheater. And all of you, it's like 10 feet in the air, broken pieces of stone all around of it. But as you're coming down, all of you that see the statue, please make me saving throws. Get spell at -2.
Is that everybody?
Everybody. Actually, the girl, too.
Where the hell am I saving to?
Ooh,
Sorry,
that's a
spell
shitty low
saving
roll.
throws, right?
Low is bad, yeah.
Hey, we're all single digits so far.
The girl made hers, which means
What the hell?
I want
So
to use a re-roll.
you go ahead. And then
You said spell, right?
No
Yes,
need to even
spell.
check mine.
So who passes and who fails?
Nope, I failed.
We
Ow.
all have single digits except
How-
Talina.
Talina. Okay.
Jeez.
All right. So the girl actually keeps control of the Pegasus. It doesn't seem whatever is affecting you doesn't seem to affect her. And what you're all feeling when you set eyes on the statue, all of you just kind of get that primal feeling in the back of your head of like terror, flight, flee. But she is unaffected, as is Talina. And she lands the Pegasus virtually in front of this statue, and you all have the effects of fear on you. Let me see what this does real quick here. I do not have my textbooks in front of me, so give me just a second.
Okay. Well, I've got
Talina, you're fine.
Good.
Yeah, and you actually don't even know that there's anything wrong either.
Right. But I do know my companions, and once they start freaking out,
Yeah,
well,
they absolutely
and,
do.
So I'm going to try to dispel magic on us, get them away from the Pegasus, so I don't dispel the magic of the Pegasus.
What's an innate Oh no, right.
Hold on just a second. Here we go. Fear. Oh, it's high level clerk. Yeah, so essentially, everybody that's under the effects of this need to flee. If you're casting, what are you casting?
Well, I want once they get off and they start running.
Yeah, they're running.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to get a dispel magic off.
All right, and I don't think that's going to work though, because I think that's a single target. Give me a second.
Okay, then I'll go on the thing.
Remove fear would be the thing to use, but that's also single target.
Yeah, no. So, I can do a dispel magic on the statue. Attempt.
You don't know that that's the problem. I tell you what, go ahead and make me an intelligence check.
You're right.
Yeah, make me an intelligence check.
And I'm not very intelligent. Okay. I got average intelligence. I'm a 10.
So, Phil, no, you have no idea what it's emanating from, just that they seem to be terrified beyond reasonable expectation. So as soon as the Pegasus makes ground, everybody that's affected hop off and just run.
Yep.
You have no idea why. Like, you have
Kidding.
conscious thought, but it's just over this, the lizard part of your brain is telling you that something is hunting you, that you need to run, that you're just terrified. And it's not where you can choose fight, flight, It's flight. It's absolutely flight.
Okay.
Yep. So they start scrambling through the desert, and they reach where the stone pillars are, and they start climbing. You guys can
Are they
make
going in
another.
one group, or did they like
No, they
boom?
just probably yeah
went.
they yeah. So when you reach the outskirts, though, when you start climbing the kind of broken columns and pillars, once you get far enough away, you actually it's still there, but it lessens enough that you can think again.
Okay.
So Talina, you're left with the Pegasus and the young girl in front of this statue. Everyone else just ran. You have no idea why.
Yeah. So I start looking around. I get myself ready. I have my spear ready, and just in case.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out because I'm like, we survived the Temple of Elemental Evil, and you guys can't handle stuff.
I guess the little girl is still invisible, which means has your short sword, Tristan.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So the effects go away enough once you are significantly far away from the statue that you can think again.
I just try to make my way back to the statue.
Okay.
'Cause that's where the Pegasus is.
Right. As you take steps closer, just that fear starts building in the back of your head again.
Ooh, okay.
Make me a. You can choose either intelligence or wisdom. Either one.
They're both the same. Come on, 8, 11.
No, you are not able to get any closer.
Yeah.
You
No.
just cannot bring yourself to do it.
I just scream towards Talina across the distance. Bad juju.
Yeah, you don't know why you're afraid. You don't know at all. But it's just it's
Bad
overwhelming. What's everyone else doing? Again, you can think now.
I'm probably still running.
Probably.
I want to try to
Just
avert.
staggering.
Actually, hold on a second. Dunby, how much did you fail it by?
How much did I fail my saving throw?
Yeah.
My saving throw was versus spells. Let's see.
Was it double digits that you failed it by, or was it just single digits?
Almost. It was like 9.
Okay, so so single digits. Actually, Dunby, you're terrified, but you don't know why. So you're just kind of drunkenly trying to figure out why you're drunk. So you're just kind of randomly walking around back and forth, trying to hide. You stick your head in a hole of the sand. That doesn't work. You try to lay down in a little mask, trying to cover up your head so you can't be seen.
Every once in a while, I'll pop up and say there are assassins everywhere.
Yeah.
Seeing Patty
as I
try
see
to go
my-
back.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say seeing Patty try to go back and pausing again. I want to try to go back, but I want to avert my eyes and just kind of look down at the sand to see if maybe it's something
All right.
visible causing this.
Make me an intelligence or a wisdom check. Your choice. Either one.
They're the same, so it doesn't matter.
Out of curiosity, does his true sight make the statue look any weird? Different? Okay.
Nope. Before it's low
That's a
success.
low
but it's a
success,
So because you can think again and you don't see any active enemies, you are still scared. Like you are frightened, like it's your first battle, but you can master yourself. So you're able to take a step forward. Averting your eyes doesn't seem to make any difference. You are
What
just
I
hyper
think that
alert.
it does, since I'm successful.
No, it doesn't seem to.
Okay,
Like
because
you
call
actually
back to
look
everybody
back
else
up.
and tell them, just don't look and you'll be okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to approach. You still feel like you really want to run. You're scared to death. You don't know why, but you're able to steel yourself and approach.
As I see everybody else doing this, and given that I actually know and have used the fear spell,
Yep.
am I kind of catching what's happening at all?
Probably, but to master yourself, it's still the same thing. Having to make a wisdom or an intelligence check, unless you've got remove fear.
I don't. Oh, well, if I do, it's not memorized. I don't think I do, though. So that said,
Your clerical
It's-
side has access to it because but you don't
Okay.
have it memorized. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. With that said, like, am I able to discern where I'm getting this from, like in any way?
Make the roll, intelligence or wisdom, either one.
Okay. Int, which is 16. Six.
Okay. Low success. It's definitely the statue. And because again, you're able to
Okay.
logically override the fear, it's
Mhm.
still there though. You still want to run, but you know
Mhm.
there's no logical reason for it, so you're able to move forward.
You can even
How big is
language-
this statue?
It's 10 feet tall,
I'm
at
sorry.
least. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead. What was that?
I was just saying you could even be a little angry at yourself because you know
Yeah.
you know what's happening. You know what it is.
So now that I know it's a statue, I'm gonna try
Yep.
to cast fireball on the statue.
You certainly can. Now, unfortunately, Dunby is in range. The girl is
Oh.
maybe in range because you don't know that Pegasus is right there.
Then I wouldn't do it then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it then. I thought it was far enough away after we ran. Okay. Yeah. Then
Well, yeah, they
Then
didn't run was the problem.
that's right. Okay.
Well, my instinct is also to head back because I am not invisible, and I need to be invisible in order to hide from the things. So I need to get back to try and get the sword off the girl. So
Give me that.
I guess, yeah, exactly. It's mine.
My purse.
Your choice, intelligence or wisdom to master
Well,
yourself.
it's wisdom roll for me. I am wiser than I am intelligent, and ooh, just a failure.
Yeah, you know
Oh.
there's no reason for you to be frightened, but you just can't do it.
Since I did seem to suss it out, I'm just gonna yell, "Statue, fear!"
Well, Talina, how do you react to this? So you hear Grown Wolf yell out to you. You're there. Dunby's nearby, cowering, like closing his eyes like this, makes it so that he can't be seen.
Please keep the assassins away.
All right. We have our bag with us. Who has the bag?
Hello.
Okay. Oh. Well, no, it just kind of radiates. But I'm gonna run over to where Tristan is and get a blanket.
Okay.
And with the blanket, I'm gonna try to cover the statue.
Okay. You do that.
I don't know.
But it doesn't seem to matter. Like seeing the statue is not what's causing it. It just centered on the statue.
Well, if
Am I
that
right
doesn't work,
remembering-
then you guys stay where you are, and I'll just have to start getting to work around this and find out. Keep an eye out. If you can't be here, face outwards and keep an eye out, I guess.
What were you going to say, Grown Wolf?
I was gonna say, Talina had the idea of trying to dispel magic earlier, but I wouldn't know that as like Grown Wolf. But when I yell that it's the statue, would Talina be like, "Okay, I have a target now"?
I don't mind table talk, guys. I mean, I'm fine. with
Okay,
it.
okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if you didn't know before, which is why you couldn't do something, you would know now because I yelled it.
All right, then I will try my dispel magic.
Okay. I think it gets a save. Let me check something real quick here. What level spell is that?
That's a 4th
For you.
level druid spell.
Okay, 4th level for you. All right.
Yeah.
But it's getting fancy with their high levels. All
I
right.
know.
Just means that I'm going to have to, start throwing higher level threats against you.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. Spell magic. Okay. The spell is the same as 3rd level cleric spell. Dispel magic. Okay, great. Let's go to the 3rd level spell. Dispel magic.
In fairness, Bert, we're our own worst enemies. So as we level up, our own threat gets higher.
Yeah, that's exactly it. All right. Dispel magic. Okay. Certain enemy comes in contact with this follows. Will not affect especially enchanted items such as scroll magic. Magic weapon, magic shield, magic armor will destroy weapons. Spell. Oh, it's 50-50. So let's do a luck check. Just say high or low, Talina,
Hi.
and roll your D100.
Let me get this over here. D100. Well, bam.
You failed to dispel the magic.
I'm going to try it again. I've spells.
You have it memorized a second time? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I have it memorized twice.
Sure. Or if we've got plenty of points left in this game, right?
100 and something.
Wow.
rerolls.
118.
Yeah. You want to use a reroll instead of blowing a spell?
Yeah, you know what? I was not talking to myself, but I've decided to become more old school on this, and
All right.
I'm not going to use those. I'm just going to
Okay.
go
You
with
just
what I
cast the
did.
second then. Okay.
Okay.
So sell high. You got it. Okay.
Okay.
You dispel the magic. Everybody is able to approach freely now.
I
The
approach
kid's like, "What's
statue.
going on? What's the matter? Your dwarf is acting funny."
How tall is the statue?
It's 10 feet tall.
I throw my mace at its face.
Okay. What is your strength?
It is an 18.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll damage. Just roll damage.
Roll damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just roll damage.
Just angry, and I just at this damn statue after I've heard everyone talk about blaming it.
Blast radius.
Did 8 damage.
Just 8 points of damage. Okay.
And
It
it's
smashes.
Plus a couple with my strength.
Right. Yeah. So you smash the statue a bit, enough that it kind of shatters and shears, and you notice that it doesn't quite destroy the whole statue, but it does break off a little bit of the base, and there's a hollow under the base, and there's a chamber beneath it, and there you can see a ladder going down.
I pick my maul up, and I try to push the rest of the statue over out of the way.
Yeah. 800-pound statue, it says, but with an 18 strength, you just push it over. It's meant to be moved. It just slides out of the way, and there is a hole beneath a shaft that just kind of drops into the darkness.
All this
There's a
talk about
shaft
holes and
by the
shafts.
hole.
It's not even
Yeah.
midnight yet.
So when Patty does that, Talina's first impulse was to curse at him, but then when he finds it, she wraps her arms around him and kisses him.
He just turns the deepest shade of pink, and his heart grows 3 times its size that day.
Somewhere, a disembodied voice of a little child says, "Oh, find a room already."
Dunby
They just
won't
did,
stop
didn't they?
laughing.
Isn't that what a room?
Dunby can't
meeting?
stop laughing about the shaft in the hole.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah. So you found an entrance into something. By the way, now that you're a little clear-headed, what she was probably copying is that all the pillars around up here have ancient writing on them. She's probably making rubbings of the writings.
All right. Okay. Given that we're talking about writings, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
I have, I think, translated the talk. All but a single word.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to say, City of Phoenix over House of Set, where sleeps salvation. There speak, and this is the word I don't know, the one that seems to begin ATOMRPY, and then fiend. I don't know what the ATMORP, that is obviously not the word. So I don't know if we need that.
You know, it's almost
in this
like
quest. Yeah.
Yeah. Good thinking. Good thinking. You are on to something there, Richard.
I don't know if we need this phrase when we're down there or whatever, but this is a thing. And then there's also the word white written in the corner, which I don't know, maybe that's the maker's mark.
The White Corporation.
But I guess there's more to it than that, but I don't know.
Making
what.
occult paraphernalia since. Cool.
Maybe it's Walter.
ESR 983. I don't understand that.
Nice. All right, so this is a good place to end it then. You have unearthed something that this is while the shaft in the area is ancient, as Patty found out, the statue was meant to be moved, and looking at the base of the statue has been moved many times.
Okay.
Okay. So we will end it there. And Oak, what you got going on? You got something right after this?
Yeah, probably about, what time is it? Yeah, about 30, 40 minutes. We'll have some 5e homebrew going on, game I play in. And then Friday night, Saturday night at midnight, have some more homebrew action, with Saturday being my Grimdark game. And any and all follows, likes, subs, whatever to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all that would be greatly appreciated. If you search Urians, you'll find me wherever.
Bill, what do you got going on with the frogs?
Well, I'm running Lost City Baracus still. Take a little bit of a break because North Texas is coming up. Most of my players will be there. And I'm here on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
On Sundays.
This Friday, actually, Bill is running us through a BX Essential game that we started last Friday. So you can tune in this Friday and catch Bill running a game for us. Friendon, you haven't streamed in a long while because, housing changes and all.
Yeah, so I've got my setup here now. I might stream a little bit more often again. I am currently opening a tabletop gaming cafe a little north of Pittsburgh and Butler, and that's going to be probably the next several months of work. So if I'm not on Twitch, it's because I'm trying to game more in meat space, I guess. But yeah, I'll be around.
Sounds good. Dion?
Well, when you're not catching me here playing TTRPGs with all my super cool awesome friends like you guys, you can find me on my channel at Substances Used on Twitch. I play retro JRPG games, I should say. I play GTA roleplay recently. I've been having a lot of fun with that. I kind of had taken a break for the past week or two. It's college final season is really crazy when you work at a local business, and so, lots of stress. Other things in life have happened, but I'll be streaming again within the week or two for sure. Things are starting to slow down, get easier. I'll have more free time. You know how it goes.
Awesome. And Jeff will have a Kickstarter for his Dicey Tales Volume 2 or Version 2 coming out soon. Have you ever got those hardback books in yet to check out?
I did get them to it. There was a problem.
There was a problem?
Yeah, because I told them, I said, hey, I got the soft covers. I never got the hardbacks. And they, okay, we're going to send the hardbacks to you at no charge.
Oh, okay. So it was a problem them getting it to you. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, that's good to
apologies. There we go. So hopefully we can get out of this rut and move on forward with this.
Cool.
That's right.
Richard is streaming again.
Yes, I have started streaming again. And why would you live, laugh, love when you can stab, stab, stab? And you can see me stab, stab, stab things incredibly badly and get stab, stab, stabbed here on Twitch at LMTDTMFFR. Or, say it with me now,
Limited
Vowels. Indeed. What a great cook-off meal voices you are.
Oof. And scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now is all of our social sites. Check out Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com to get all of the links to these places. YouTube channel can use some love. I am now streaming live to YouTube and Twitter at the same time, so hopefully that'll pan out for me. But check us out on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. This Saturday, I'm going to be on the official Goodman Games channel running Weird Frontiers, a horror western under the Dungeon Crawl Classics system. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for playing. Say goodbye goodbye to everybody watching.
Goodbye to
Bye,
everybody
everybody.
watching.
Take care.